Okay, let's clean the dirt off your forehead before we get started. Above your left eyebrow.
That you got.
Is it grease?
There you go.
Better.
Were you recording right
Look
there?
at Sean's chin. Look at that. You can't wipe that off. You need a weed whacker. Looks like you got some spray drift on it. Next Level Ag crew here with you for our second ever roundtable, just to discuss what's going on now and what we're looking forward to next. How did planting go this spring? Planting was probably, wouldn't you guys agree, pretty smooth? Yeah. I mean, usually you don't have very many springs where you can just start and never really stop. So planting went pretty well, conditions are good. Could have used maybe a rain or two during planting or after planting, would have helped with some emergence issues in certain situations, but other than that, we really can't complain. It went pretty well. Yeah, from the guidance and precision support side of things, I couldn't have asked for any better. 2 weeks of long days and long nights and just continuous work, but way better than starting and stopping. And with that, we got off to a pretty good start. Nick, you were out at the plot. What do you see out there so far?
Yep, and the plot is looking good. Most of the crops are really looking very well. They're hanging in there as far as the dryness
look pretty
goes.
Good for what they've been through.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
For as little moisture.
And if we don't get something, they will start to go backwards. But like I said, everything looks good now. As far as the plot goes, there's we got I think 12 varieties in there, and you can really see. You're starting to be able to see the difference in how each variety is handling the stress of the dryness. So it'll be interesting to look at how that will progress throughout the year. And yeah, as far as varieties in the plot, we got some of our true basic ones that we like to rely on every year, and then a few experimentals too. So it'll be cool to see how those compete with each other throughout the year.
Right. Hopefully we get some rain so we don't
Yes.
have to look at stressed out crops.
I would agree.
You can see some of the defense mode starting to come in, the hilltops and sandier areas. Just pray for a substantial amount of rain and soon. When we look toward summer, for us, we're always up for foliar feeding. We got several different products that we can use. End Response, Fertirain, Micro 500, other concoctions that we're coming up with for specific crop needs. But right now it's kind of a holding pattern. We've got some things on hand. Some things have gone on corn crop, and I don't think any soybeans yet, but alfalfa will be coming. But if we don't get some rain here pretty soon, it's going to be pretty hard to keep investing. But next 2 weeks are going to determine that as we start to really take in more moisture. I think everybody's kind of just waiting for rain. Just to, everything's playing such defense mode right now that if we can get a rain, everything will really start actively growing, and then we can use some of those products to try to boost it a little bit. So like you said, we're just waiting for that rain, hopefully. As it pertains to corn and soybeans, yeah, the weather is going to affect that dramatically, especially in the coming weeks. Can you talk about what does that look like for the sugar beet crop? Are we Well, I think if we're going to be in a drought or a real dry pattern, sugar beets will easily be the best crop that will handle that. And I'm not saying they won't suffer, but if we do end up getting rain too late in the game for corn and beans, it's not necessarily too late for beets. They'll perk back up and grow again. So I think that'll be the crop that everybody will give up on last. And we're being pessimistic. No one's giving up. But I think that we're seeing a pretty decent looking beet crop for the stage of the year. I mean, there are some stand issues in a lot of the co-op, but overall they look healthy and they're growing a good root down. And so if we can help them along here and do some of the foliar stuff, they're using a lot of, when it's dry like this, all crops are using a lot of the nutrients up in the soil, just trying to pull water in. So some of those micronutrients and stuff that we can add might really help us spur along if we and take advantage of the rain we do get.
Right.
So I think like Fertirain or End Response with our fungicide program would be a good thing to try if you haven't already done it. So absolutely. coming weeks and the coming fungicide passes that we are going to have to do, we strongly encourage just adding whatever nutrients we think can be a benefit. And with the safe formulation of AgriLiquid, even if it's dry, I don't think we're going to do any damage or any harm by doing that. So, Nick, you're on the crew with Alfalfa. What do you think happens in that situation? How's that all looking so far? You haven't been out there cutting yet, but
Right. Well, they did one hay crop a couple weeks ago, and it sounded like they were going to wait until at least July till they did another. But kind of visiting with some of those guys, it sounds like if they have to just cut back and not do, normally they try to do 4 cuttings a year, if they have to do 3, they'll do that. It's starting to look better now, but right after they cut it and it didn't rain, it was looking a little brown, but I think it's perked back up, and I think they'll still get pretty close to what they think they'll need, but if it truly doesn't, if we don't get that moisture we need, I guess we'll have to see.
yeah. I've had a couple of guys ask me, which would be new customers to us, if we have alternatives for alfalfa, which I would say absolutely, because you look at some of the rates they're doing with dry, dry fertility is great and it's usually cheap, but right now it's extremely expensive, and knowing that we need moisture to break that down, they're wondering if they're wasting money by doing that, and that's where we can have an opportunity to put a different product out there, something that is 100% available, and put a custom mix together for that situation too. So something that hopefully we'll get out there in a bigger way this year.
So we just want to highlight another local business to Off-Center Tavern and Grille. New ownership has about a year now, or close to it.
Yeah, right before the world shut down.
Yeah, yep.
Put it all
So
in.
I don't know, we like to eat lunches there every once in a while, and
It's a nice place. She's started up doing a little buffet at lunch
Yep.
to get you in and out quick if you need to.
and you can, if you get a rain, you can celebrate, and if it don't rain, you can drown your sorrows there. So it's like
Absolutely.
good place to eat, good place to grab some drinks with some friends. So thank you to Off-Center Tavern.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa.
Well, everyone, this has been another Roundtable edition with the Next Level Ag crew. We'll be coming back soon with more updates and ideas to help your farm get to the next level.